So the most important reason why the investors in equity mutual funds get confused is because there are more than 300 of these open-ended equity schemes across more than 10 categories. Investor has to get confused. All of them offer the same objective, that is long-term capital appreciation. Hello friends, I am CA Rohit Gyanchandani and I welcome you all to our YouTube channel FinCademy. Friends, today we are going to learn about how to read a fact sheet of equity mutual fund. So this video is going to be divided into three parts. Number one, we are going to learn about the terminologies or the concepts or jargons that you can call them are involved in understanding the equity mutual fund. So all these ratios and everything that is there to understand a fact sheet, we are going to demystify those in a simple language. Second part, we are going to go through a live analysis of a fact sheet from any AMC. So I have already picked a fact sheet and we are going to do a live analysis of that. We will put all that we learn in terminologies into use. And the final part, that is part 3, is going to be about the checklist, about all the things that we learn in this video and preparing a checklist, a short checklist on how to pick the right equity mutual fund scheme. So let's go. So now friends, here is the important terminologies part. Now there are 3 to 4 things that they offer in equity mutual funds fact sheet. So let's go through them one by one. We will try to understand them in a simple manner. Now number one that you can see here is standard deviation. Now I'll try to explain this to you in a simple words. Suppose a fund is going on for 10 years, 10 साल से एक fund चल रहा है and it has given an average return of let's say 15%. 10 साल से वो फंड चल रहा है, एवरेज रिटर्न. सो व्हाट इज एवरेज? द टोटल रिटर्न दैट इट हैज गिवन डिवाइडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ इयर्स. सो लेट्स से इट हैज गिवन 15% per annum on average. Standard deviation is a figure that says how much a fund can deviate or it can separate or it can move from its mean, that is its average. अभी एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. A fund has delivered 15% per annum on average. It has a standard deviation of 20%. So that means it could go as low as 12% or it could go as high as 18%. 15%. So what is the 20% of 15%? 3%. So from 15% it could go 3% higher. It could go 3% lower to 12%. So this is the meaning of standard deviation. Now higher standard deviation, higher this number, it implies more volatility or more variability of the returns. So one should always avoid this higher standard deviation kind of funds. Second ratio, this is very important. We need to understand whether our mutual fund is generating adequate returns for the amount of risk taken. आप सब लोगों को ये पता है कि हर म्यूचुअल फंड, जो भी इक्विटी फंड है, उसमें इक्विटी मार्केट का रिस्क होता है. अगर आप वही पैसा कहीं एफडी वगैरह करोगे तो वहां पर आपको रिस्क नहीं होता है. तो हमें ये रिस्क लेने का कोई सचमुच एक्स्ट्रा फायदा हो रहा है या नहीं, ये चीज हमें ये शार्प रेशियो बताता है. सो व्हाट इज शार्प रेशियो? रिस्क एडजस्टेड रिटर्न्स जनरेटेड बाय अ म्यूचुअल फंड. नाउ देयर इज अ फॉर्मूला टू कैलकुलेट इट. वी विल चेक द फॉर्मूला बट वी विल नॉट कैलकुलेट इट. इट इज ऑलरेडी गिवन इन द फैक्ट शीट. आई विल टेल यू हाउ टू यूज इट. इज दैट क्लियर? It shows excess return generated by fund above risk-free return by taking risk. Like I said, equity mutual funds have equity market risk. However, fixed deposit or a RBI treasury bill do not have any risk. So when we are taking risk, we should get more returns. But whether the returns that we are generating, so if an equity fund generates more returns than FD, that doesn't mean that it is good. We have to see how much risk it has taken to generate those returns. So there is this one concept called Sharpe ratio. Now formula is fund return minus risk-free return divided by standard deviation. We have learned what is standard deviation in the earlier terminology, but we are going to use this practically while checking the second part of the video, that is doing the live analysis of fund fact sheet. A positive ratio indicates better risk adjusted returns. So we will check this while comparing two funds. So for example, I am taking example of two funds, let's say fund A and fund B, and I want to check which fund has given better risk adjusted returns. So I have to pick a fund that has a higher Sharpe ratio. I hope that is clear. Now the third important concept here is beta. Now most of you would know beta. Beta is a measure of volatility of the scheme. So I'll give you an example. Suppose there is a scheme called A. That scheme is benchmarked against Nifty 50. Now Nifty will always have a beta of 1. Okay. If this scheme has beta of 1.5, now I have given an example here. A scheme with beta 1.5 indicates that 1% move in the benchmark. So if Nifty moves by 1%, this scheme will move by 1.5%. By movement in scheme, I mean movement in the price of the unit, NAV of the unit. So for example, if Nifty has gone up 1%, this scheme will go up 1.5%. If Nifty has gone down 1%, this scheme will fall also by 1.5%. Is that clear? So it works both ways. Is that clear? So beta higher than 1 means that there is a higher volatility when it is compared to its benchmark. Now, to avoid the volatility, a lower beta should be preferred. Now, all these things we are going to check in the fact sheet and then we will summarize this. But for the knowledge purpose right now, the terminology beta means the volatility of the scheme when it is compared to its benchmark. Now, fourth and final component that I want to talk about that is present in the fact sheet is portfolio turnover. What is portfolio turnover? When a fund manager buys, so the fund manager buys and sells the securities in a fund on regular basis. Now, it measures, this particular ratio measures the churning of portfolio. That means how frequently the fund manager is buying or selling the shares in the portfolio. Try to understand, the more you buy and sell, that means the lesser is your conviction on the scheme or on the holdings. So if a fund manager is consistently buying, selling and doing all sorts of things, that means he is not very sure about whatever he is buying. So a lower portfolio turnover ratio, a ratio which is lower, as low as possible, is good. What that means is that fund manager is buying stocks, he is holding it, he has good conviction, he has done his research and he is holding it for longer period. What happens when we churn? There will be brokerage, there will be all the other cost. Who will bear this cost? The investor has to bear. It comes through the expense ratio. So if the fund manager is not doing a lot of churning, there will be a lot of cost saving. If there is cost saving, then that will obviously add to the returns. So two things are positive here if the portfolio turnover ratio is low. One is that fund manager's conviction is there, he believes in his long-term holdings, and second, the expenses are lower. Is that clear? So these are the four things that are present in the fact sheet. Now I am going to load a fact sheet wherein we will be able to check these factors and then we will talk about them. Okay. So now the part 2 of this video. Now I have taken the fact sheet of a large cap fund, that is SBI Blue Chip Fund. Now let's try to analyze this fund. Okay. We will take, I will take this one by one. Here is the name of fund, SBI Blue Chip Fund. Just a second. So here is the name of fund, SBI Blue Chip Fund, right? The category is clearly written here, large cap fund. Okay, everybody can see the category. It's a large cap category fund. What is the objective? The objective is to provide investors with the opportunity for long-term growth in the capital. Now I am telling this to you, why I said this in intro. Every single fund will have same objective of equity category. Like I said, there are hundreds of equity mutual funds across 10 plus categories. All of them will have the same objective. That's why we get confused. Now let's go through the scheme details. This is an open-ended scheme. That means you can buy and redeem units whenever you want. This was launched in 2006. AUM of the fund is close to 27,000 crores. So it's a really big fund. Okay. The fund manager details are there, her experience, benchmark is there. Now since we know the benchmark, we will be able to see the beta. Now you have to assume that the beta of benchmark is 1. That's the standard procedure. Beta of benchmark is 1. Now exit load and all those details are given. Here comes the important part that we have learnt. Okay. Standard deviation. Standard deviation is 22.83%. That means whatever is the mean, whatever is the average return generated by this fund, it can move by 22.83% from that. So if it is 15%, it will move to, let's say, 18 point something percent, or it will go down to, let's say, 11 point something percent. I have not calculated that figure, but this 22.83% of 15%, that is the mean average return. So lower standard deviation should be preferred. Like I said, when you compare this with other funds of the similar category, you will know whichever is lower. Is that clear? Second one is beta. Beta of this fund is close to 1.02. So that means if this index, S&P BSE 100 index, this moves by 1%, our fund will move by 1.02%. So which is very close to 1. So beta is not an issue in this fund. It is very close to 1. It's not very volatile. It is in line with the fund. Okay. Now comes an important part, that is Sharpe ratio, 0.45. So Sharpe ratio is positive, which is a good thing. First of all, negative Sharpe ratio means that fund has not generated the returns, that the risk that it has taken, it has not generated the adequate returns. It is better that a person invest in the risk-free security. Now I'll tell you, see here they have given the risk-free rate. The risk-free rate is FBIL overnight MIBOR rate, which is 3.50%. 3.50% is the rate. So now because this fund has a positive Sharpe ratio, that means it has obviously generated more returns than 3.50, but for the risk that it has taken, it has adequately compensated. Is that clear? Because the Sharpe ratio is positive. Now comes a very important thing, that is portfolio turnover. Now take this equity turnover. Do not take the total turnover, because there will be some arbitrage positions. Those necessarily are not equity oriented. They are equity oriented, however there is no equity risk involved in them. The equity turnover is 0.13. Now don't get confused. 0.13 means 13%. Is that clear? So 13% of the time the portfolio is churned in 1 year. This is a very good ratio. So fund manager has churned his portfolio only 13%. So 27,000 crores का fund है, उसमें से 13% ही उन्होंने churning किया, which is to, I guess, 3,000 crores, which is a very good ratio. A lot of funds will have 100%, 1.5, 150% churning, which is really bad. It is poor. It shows less conviction of the fund manager. So here in the fact sheet, you can also see the shares that they have invested in, or everything. So all the names of the stocks, everything, their percentage towards the AUM, you can see. You can also see the industry wise classification here. See, you can check here. So financial services is close to 35-36%, IT is 10-11%, automobile 10-11%. So all these things you can see in the fact sheet. But most of the important part that I have told you about the analysis is these 4 ratios. Is that clear? Now let's try to summarize this thing. So let's recap. What are the important points for equity fund investing? Number 1, lower standard deviation. What is the standard deviation? The difference, the deviation from its average return. So the lowest the difference, the better it is. When you compare two funds, try to pick a fund that has lower standard deviation, because the variability of returns will be low. Okay, you won't be facing a lot of volatility. Number 2 is higher Sharpe ratio. What is Sharpe ratio? Risk adjusted returns generation. So if a positive Sharpe ratio is there, that's good enough. But when you compare two funds, ensure that you pick a fund that has a higher Sharpe ratio. That means it has generated much better risk adjusted returns. Number 3 then is lower beta. What is beta? The volatility with respect to its benchmark. So if benchmark moves by 1%, how much does this fund moves? If the answer is, so in the example we saw that it was 1.02, that means if this fund moves, if the benchmark moves 1%, the fund will move 1.02%, which is close to 1%. So it's not a big deal. Avoid the funds with 1.5, 1.7 kind of beta. Is that clear? On the other side, if the beta is lower, it's actually good, because then there will be lower volatility in terms of movement in the NAV. And last but not the least, very important, that is portfolio turnover ratio. How much the fund manager churns the portfolio, whether he is doing a lot of buying and selling. Same fund should be avoided. When you compare two funds, pick a fund that has lower portfolio turnover ratio. I hope that this is clear. We have covered 3 things. First, we have understood the terminologies involved. Second, we have done a live analysis of one fund. And third, we have summarized everything. So I hope everything is clear now. So that's it about the reading fact sheet of equity mutual fund. If you liked our video, do not forget to press that like button. Also subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the notifications about all the videos that we post. Friends, we also run a WhatsApp broadcast list. Here is the number. All you have to do is send hi on this number and we will add you to our WhatsApp personal finance broadcast list, where you will be receiving curated content on personal finance on regular basis. That's it for now. See you in next video.